So I've been getting questions, calls, texts about the Kim Kardashian situation. I had saw out of the corner of my eye stories on Instagram, and they were like, yo, they was transporting cocaine in the cheeks of her Skims clothing line. I take it those Skims are like leggings or pants or Spanx with cheeks in them. But these cheeks was full of the cocaine, right? And people were like, yo, you think Kim really was pushing coke? My cousin hit me up. He was like, why she ain't in jail? You know, everybody's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What? You know, they're acting like nothing. And my response was, that shit don't have to have nothing to do with her. Nothing. It don't have to have nothing to do with her. If Walmart has a shipment of something that gets caught with some cocaine in it, Walmart don't have to know nothing about it. It don't have to even be their concern, their business. So for all we know, it was an employee. For all we know, it just happened to be her truck today. I don't know how many Skims were on the truck. I don't know where the truck came from. We're gonna get to all that information, but truthfully, it didn't have to have anything to do with her, and I doubt that it did. Kim Kardashian has been paid a long time. Ever since they hit record on that camera, there it is. Kim K tied to the cartel and White House is wild. Is she the new boss? Huh? Maybe she's the new boss. Maybe she's the answer we've been waiting for. Or she's the next president. Maybe she's president in 20 years. Sorry, it threw up in my mouth a little bit. Didn't mean to trigger anybody. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Not at all. Not even a little bit. 8.4 million worth of cocaine found on truck carrying Kim Kardashian's Skims. All right? There's a picture of Kim Kardashian right there. A truck loaded with Skims clothing meant for a routine delivery was instead used as part of a multi-million-dollar cocaine smuggling attempt that authorities in the United Kingdom, see, I didn't even know it was in the UK, say was uncovered at a port inspection. Right? I didn't know it was the UK, that's for sure. Right? Yeah, backside full of coca. I didn't know it was in the UK, so now we got that information. A Polish truck driver has been sentenced to more than 13 years in prison. So he's already sentenced. So this didn't just happen. This was being sold by even the people that asked me about it. Like, this just happened. Why? They weren't lying to me. They just didn't get the information. They too saw out of the corner of their eye, oh, Kim Kardashian, cocaine. Instantly say, oh man, in their head, did you hear Kim Kardashian got caught with all this, the story? And there's no story there. Why? Because people don't want the information. They don't like it.
Too much information and shit.
If he's already sentenced, that means this been happened. And she's been free. She got no reason to go to jail. She don't know what the fuck is going on with a Polish truck driver in the UK. She barely know what's going on in her own house. A Polish truck driver has been sentenced to more than 13 years in prison after being convicted of smuggling cocaine concealed with a shipment of Skims underwear and clothing, according to the UK's National Crime Agency. The case came to light after Border Force officers stopped the vehicle at the port of Harwich in Essex on September 5th, 2025. The truck had arrived on a ferry from Hook of Holland in Netherlands and was carrying 28 pallets of Skim products. The clothing brand founded by business mogul Kim. This is simply just a reason, an excuse for all the news channels. Look, I did it, right? But why did I do it? I did it because I don't know the story. I knew there was bullshit. I knew it was bullshit, and we were going to get into it. But the only reason USA Today, Fox News, TMZ, whoever covered this, the only reason they covered it is because a pair of drawers were in the back of a truck that smuggled some shit. That's like saying, Sony was selling dope because a bunch of fucking TVs were on a truck with some coke. They know what they're doing. I've had so many people ask me about this story. This story is non-story. We already know it, right? From we got through what? 3 paragraphs, 2 paragraphs, and a picture? Nothingness. She pays a lot of people's bail. She's one of those people that's trying to get people exonerated for being falsely accused and shit like that. This ain't got nothing to do with none of that. This is a bullshit story. The clothing brand founded by business mogul Kim K. They just wanted people to think that she sold dope so that they click on all this shit. Officials said the SKIMS shipment itself was legitimate and that neither the exporter nor the importer was connected to the smuggling operation. Investigators later determined, however, that the truck had been specifically modified with a hidden compartment built in the rear trailer doors. In a statement to USA Today, SKIMS said, SKIMS is aware of the recent news involving a shipment with our products. We want to be absolutely clear. SKIMS had no knowledge whatsoever about the criminal activity. We had no connection to the smuggling operation, the driver, or the truck. Done deal. End of story. This is the bricks? Yeah, this is bricks. This ain't cheeks. Picture 007. James Bond. No, you're James. I'm going to need some Bond. Okay? Or is that a different number? Is that 807? Maybe it's 807. She must have been shitting on herself, as scary as she is. Shitting on herself when? She probably didn't hear about that shit till dude was in jail. Shout out to that. Caso cerrado. JP told me that I need a mallet right here. Boom. Se ha dicho. Caso cerrado. Case closed, man. This ain't cheeks. Little square cheeks. Nobody wants to squeeze no square cheeks. Hidden compartment uncovered during inspection. According to the National Crime Agency, officers used X-ray scanning on the truck and detected irregularities in the trailer's construction. A search revealed a false compartment built into the rear doors where 90 packages of cocaine were concealed. Each package weighed about 2 pounds. Authorities estimated the value of the drugs at 7.2 million euros, or roughly $8.4 million. Millions! Investigators also reviewed tracking data and identified a 16-minute stop that the suspect did not report during questioning. Investigators believe the drugs were loaded during that brief window, with knowledge of both the suspect and an organized crime network coordinating the shipment. Driver admits to role in smuggling operation. The driver, identified as Jacob Jankonkel, 40, from Kartursy in northern Poland, initially denied involvement but later pleaded guilty to drug smuggling charges. Authorities said he admitted agreeing to transport the cocaine in exchange for 4,500 euros. Oh, lo cagó el gallo.
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos.
¡Cagó el gallo! ¡Cállate, hijo
He played himself. It makes no sense. I'm not a fan, but she has too much money, and why would she get herself into drugs? I don't buy it. It's bullshit. If right now at this moment there's a stash of cocaine being picked up by the law, and Neil deGrasse Tyson's new book is all in the back of that shit, all of these websites are gonna say $94 million worth of cocaine seized in shipment of Neil deGrasse Tyson's book. They know it ain't got shit to do with him. They just know that if I can attach his name anyway, and they can with her because the Spanx are, that they're gonna do it. This is the world you live in, people. Believe it. Please believe it. This is the world you live in. They're gonna waste your time all fucking day with bullshit news. All day. You're barely gonna see what's really happening out there. It's gonna be in the midst of all of this fluff bullshit. Guilty by association in the eyes of the media. Why? Because these are search terms. These are search words. They're not going to click on a story about 9.4 mil of cocaine from some Polish dude that's driving a car in Europe. They're going to click on that shit if Kim Kardashian is his boss.
No mommy's weak.
It's bullshit, man. You guys gotta get familiar with what's happening out there. You gotta see the pattern. The pattern is too real and it's too in your face, and we deal with it on a weekly basis. These people are full of shit. Very true. Too much to lose. She would never. It's not her bag, bro. Bags are her bag. Cheeks are her bag. How do you think Kim lost so much weight? She just sitting in the back of the fucking semi getting lit. He was recently sentenced and he did it for 4,500 euros. Was what? He got like 5 stacks? 13 years for 5 stacks.
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos.
¡Cagó el gallo! ¡Cállate, hijo puerta! Si la cagó, mira, hizo... ¡Ah!
Your services are no longer needed in the community.
Who the bomber clot?
He traded $5,000 for 13 years. He was recently sentenced at Chelmsford Crown Court in England to 13 years and 6 months in prison. Law enforcement officials said the case highlights how criminal groups exploit legitimate supply chains and commercial... See? Law enforcement officials said the case highlights... This is their way of making this making a reason. This is the reason we did this story, because law enforcement officials said the case highlights how criminal groups exploit legitimate supply chains and commercial freight routes to move illegal drugs across borders. Organized crime groups use corrupt drivers like Conco to move Class A drugs, often hidden on entirely legitimate loads, such as this, said NCA Operations Manager Paul Orchard in a statement. He added that the seizure prevented a significant amount of cocaine from reaching communities and disrupted profits for the network behind the operation. The story has been updated to add new information. It's a bullshit story. It's a non-story. It's not real. All right? There he is. Whose cousin is this? This one of y'all's cousin? Who the fuck is that guy? Ah, man, they got the cheeks in the evidence bag, man. Que de madre, man. That's out of pocket, bro. That's a disgrace. The cheeks are in the evidence bag like that, all criminalized and shit. But that's what they get for faking cheeks out here. 40-year-old truck driver attempted to bring nearly 10 million worth of cocaine into England by hiding it in a 28-pallet shipment of clothing from Kim Kardashian's SKIMS brand. A UK court sentenced Jacob Jan Konkel to 13 and a half years in prison on Monday for driving a customized vehicle from the Netherlands to Essex in September. Nearly 2,000 pounds of cocaine in his truck was packaged in 2.2-pound units that fit into a compartment inside the vehicle's back door. Investigators said Konko, a Polish national, was paid $5,243. No mommy's wait. Transport to Konko. He was stopped by border officials. Authorities believe the drugs were loaded into Konko's truck during a 16-minute stop. UK's National Crime Agency said the parties involved in importing and exporting didn't know. SKIMS was co-founded by Kardashian in 2019. The company is believed to be worth $5 billion, not million, billion dollars. Forbes put Kardashian's personal worth at nearly $2 billion. They weren't specifically inside the cheeks. The cheeks just happened to be in the truck, with them. Bunch of pallets, like 28 pallets of SKIMS cheeks. All right, SKIMS, we just did a whole promo for you. Matter of fact, SKIMS, I'm willing to bet you should buy stock in SKIMS, because this cocaine story done pushed the price up, okay? Not the price of the cocaine, the price of the SKIMS, and the shares and shit, like the money. They're gonna make money off of this. This was the kind of publicity she couldn't buy. If she was guilty, it'd be a negative. Since it has nothing to do with her, this is all positive for her. The cheeks was worth more. If he was smuggling bootleg cheeks to major retail stores and Kim Kardashian knew it, that's a different story. Kind of like the Barbie polo. Yeah. The market just went up on SKIMS, man. Why? Because Kim Kardashian is the new cartel boss. I feel like this is just clickbait. Her name is attached. Let's use the name, put the story out. The story means nothing. A truck driver getting paid, $5,000 to run some coke across the border in the UK. Meanwhile, the cheeks in the evidence bag, and nobody gets to squeeze them. Kim Kardashian successfully lobbied the Trump administration. It's very easy to lobby them, to pardon and commute the sentence of Alice Marie Johnson, a Tennessee grandmother who was serving a life sentence for a first-time nonviolent drug offense. Kardashian first secured a commutation of Johnson's sentence in 2018, which led to a full pardon in August 2020. Kardashian has also advocated for the clemency and release of several other individuals working alongside lawyers in both the Trump and Biden administration. Some of her other prominent advocacy cases include Julius Jones lobbied the Oklahoma Pardon and Parole Board and Governor Kevin Stitt to prevent the execution. He was convicted of a 1999 murder but maintained his innocence. His sentence was eventually commuted to life. Okay, she tried with that one. She didn't get it. I think she's out there trying to, rescue motherfuckers. Right now, she's looking like somebody that watches a lot of Lifetime movies and she's watching these sob stories on TV, and she just needs something to do with herself. She wants to go, but I don't know that connects any of the shit. Brendan Dassey advocated for the clemency of Dassey, whose case was featured in the Netflix documentary Making a Murderer. See, we got to it. She watching these movies and she's like, you know what? I believe him. I'm going to go fight for him. Clemency roundtables. Participated in White House events with Vice President Kamala Harris to highlight clemency recipients and advocate for further criminal justice reform. Yeah, I don't think it connects. I think she is susceptible to a good story, true or otherwise. They just want to inundate y'all with stories about nothing. As long as somebody's name is connected to it from a distance, they want you to be connected to it and watch that. It's too much fucking information.
Too much information
It's
and shit.
trash.